got a notification saying you're now live, so that's cool.
And we're live.
We are live. Do you
Hello,
want to introduce us to the topic of
Davros.
today's discussion? Davros, yes. We're going to be talking about Davros and what we think of the character and some of the stories that he's well, pretty much all the stories that he's been in. Possibly a couple of the Big Finish audios as well. And also just some of the actors that have played the character as well. So that's going to be quite interesting. So, should we start by talking about Genesis of the Daleks first,
Yeah, that'll be good.
and just sort of general thoughts on what we think of it and all that? So there we have it. There's the Holy Grail
Where it all
of.
began for Davros.
And fun fact, that was actually my first classic Doctor Who DVD. That was actually, but
Uh,
mine is
Same here,
the
actually.
same here. Yeah, I think it's probably the same for quite a lot of fans. Seems to be the obvious choice to go for getting into the classic era.
I mean, it's
But
got
mine
the
doesn't.
sticker on it, so
Yeah,
what could you go wrong?
my copy actually doesn't have that sticker for some reason. I
Oh,
think it's because
right.
I bought it from Amazon or whatever. But
I
because
think I think I might have bought this when it originally came out, from what I remember.
was that like in the shops? Was it?
Yeah, 2006. So this DVD's been with me for 11 years, which is quite makes it quite delicate, I guess.
I think
Um,
yeah, mine. I got it in. I think it might have been 2008, the same year I got the Road for War box set.
oh,
Um,
right.
but yeah, I think it's. I don't. I can't tell whether or not it is overrated, but there are probably a lot of people out there that do think it's overrated.
I think I might be one of those people. I mean, would you call this the number one Doctor Who story ever?
Um, no, I don't think it's a really great story, but it's not the best of the entirety of the 50 years. It's not the best, I don't
Yeah,
think. I
is.
mean, Day of the
I would,
Doctor is now the best story apparently of the whole thing, which
yeah,
I think people have said this before. That's probably because of the hype that it got, which is
yeah.
understandable because it's the 50th anniversary and it's gonna get a huge reception. So, but yeah, Genesis I think is a great atmospheric story, and
I do think
it
it's
does take a while. Sorry.
it does take, it does take a while, yeah, and I do think it's a great story in general.
Yeah,
Uh, David Wisher, I think
Michael.
it's Michael
No,
Wisher.
Michael Westwood. That's it. Yeah, he
Yeah,
is fantastic. Like,
he is.
um, I do sometimes like forget about Destiny of the Daleks. Like, I sometimes forget that ever happened.
Yeah, that's yeah. Fair play.
I do remember being severely disappointed by that story when I bought it in
Yeah,
HMV like years ago when I was starting my collection.
yeah, it's not good. As a matter of fact, believe it or not, they were meant to get Michael Wisher back for Destiny, but they couldn't get him, so they got David Goodison to play Davros, but they never made
Yeah,
him. So they reused Michael Wisher's costume from Genesis in Destiny for David Goodison, and it didn't fit David.
yeah.
So as you can clearly
It
see
didn't
in
give
the
him a
story,
lot of. I mean, the production values for Destiny were just
atrocious.
pretty horrendous.
Yeah,
I mean, even I think it's probably Terry Nation's worst story,
yeah. I
probably
mean,
without a doubt.
when you've got men in it that look like the Michelin Man with ice cream cone guns, it's just
Yeah,
not good
and
at all.
then for some reason, it was decided that they would make a little cameo in what's it called, the Series 10
Oh,
opener, the pilot.
oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I've not like they seem to just throw a load of classic references in the Series 10, but
Yeah,
that was probably the most random thing they could have done.
yeah. Like of all things, the Movellans. Like
I mean, it's not really a reason to rewatch Destiny
There
of
would
the
have
Dark,
been like a
but
bunch of people seeing that series 10 episode for the first time and be like, "Who the fuck are they?" I mean,
well,
like
that
hidden
that's going
one
to go.
story.
Yeah, it's just going to go right past their heads. Like they're not going to know who the hell they are until they talk about them on the Facebook page.
And for some reason, Big Finish have now made the Mavellan Grave a Fourth Doctor story with the Mavellans in it for some reason. So
Okay, well, that's fair enough. I mean, Big Finish can literally do anything, and they have done
yeah,
almost everything. Well, actually, they've probably still got loads of like, material to work with, but
yeah, they're
uh,
making a brand new Doctor about the Doctor's daughter Jenny. I mean, it's
yeah,
not out
I
of
think that's
ideas.
just. I think that was. I don't know. That has been rumored for ages, but I think overall Destiny is a bit of a shit story.
Destiny is a really shit story. Yeah,
Like it's just not good, to be honest. It's probably the worst Dalek story, I think.
agreed. Yeah, it is. No, no, I would argue the Chase is worse, but
Oh, I quite like the chase. It's probably a guilty pleasure of mine. But is
fair
that
enough. I don't like the Chase at all, to be honest.
who's your DVD signed by?
David Goodison.
David Goodison. I thought that said something like Chris Sanders or something.
No,
I know he goes to a
it's
lot of Comic
the
Cons.
man with the floppy Davros mask, David Goodison.
Yeah, I know he goes to quite a few Comic Cons, but and then I think it's Resurrection next, isn't it?
Yeah, it is Resurrection next.
That is actually a pretty dark story, like thinking about it.
Something have said it's got more kills in it than the Terminator or something.
Yeah, I know there
But
are quite a few deaths. Like, the death toll in that is pretty off the scale.
I mean, it's a
But
tough call, but I would probably say that this is the best Davros story in my opinion. I just love how dark and gritty and sort of nasty it is.
it is quite a dark and bleak story, and it's one that I haven't watched in years. I think I've only watched it once, and that was when I got the Revisitations 2 box set. But God, yeah, I just remember really, really enjoying it. I think.
Yeah, I just think it's absolutely amazing. I mean, a lot of people go for Remembrance of the Daleks as the best Davros
That
story,
is true.
but in my opinion, this is just the best.
It's
It's
weird how the character of Lytton made a return in Attack of the Cybermen.
yeah, that's really
Uh,
random. Yeah.
I know. And then he gets his hands crushed.
Oh goodness, yeah, that is cool. No wonder the
I mean, that got
classic got cancelled.
that is it's such a great moment, but it got so many
Yeah,
complaints when it first got released or whatever. But yeah, I think Resurrection is one that does need a rewatch, and I think I just have strong memories of really liking it. It's probably the standout from because the Revisitations 2 box set was. I don't think it's the greatest because even though it's got the Seeds of Death in it, it's got
Carnival
Carnival Monsters.
Monsters,
Yeah,
isn't it?
so that story probably lets the set down. But
Yeah,
yeah, Resurrection is a brilliant, and I really like it when the Fifth Doctor's at that dark stage.
he is. Yeah,
Like season
it's
21,
sort
I think it
it sort
suits
of
it, like suits his Doctor.
really does tread similar ground to what you would call it Genesis did with Do I Have the Right sort of thing in it. Like
Yeah.
they have the right to kill Davros in
Oh
a way.
yeah, because he points that. I mean, that is a great at the end.
It really is. Yeah.
Is it written by Eric Sayward, isn't it?
Eric Sayward, yes.
Yeah, I think it's best writer. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I would definitely say he is a hit or miss writer because this was a hit. And his other classic series Dalek story was a miss for me, Revelation.
I'm not a fan of that. I think it's
Yeah,
pretty much like a runaround story, and the
yeah.
major problem I think with it is the DJ. I'm not sure why
There's
that was
a
for, but
there's a song by a band called the Smiths that's literally Panic in London. And it's got the lyrics "Hang a DJ," like played all over and over and over again. I feel like that is very fitting with this story because the DJ in this is just obnoxious.
it is. It makes it hard to watch. That's why I have watched it, but I borrowed it off a friend, and I the Davros story, which I don't have on DVD at the moment.
Fair enough. The
But
cliffhanger to episode 1 is amazing, though. I'll give it that. Like
remember what?
it was the reveal of the
Oh,
huge Dalek.
oh yeah, yeah. That is a good cliffhanger. Probably quite an underrated one as well.
I would
But
say so. Yeah. Episode
the
one itself.
overall,
Episode 1 itself isn't that good. It's just the Doctor and Perry walking around for the entire
it's basically it is basically a runaround story. That's pretty much all it is.
Yeah, but it does sort of introduce him first. He's a sort of brand new sort of concept that the next Dalek story, Remembrance, would sort of hint towards the sort of two different sides of Daleks clashing.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, I think Remembrance definitely did follow on from that idea. Should we talk a little bit about Remembrance, because that seems to be a
A
story
very
that's
good story.
highly regarded, and yeah, it is. It is one of my favourite stories ever. I think you'd probably agree, wouldn't you?
Okay, yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it is a really good story.
I mean, like, there was change from like Dragonfire. You can see it already happening. It's incredible.
Unlimited rice pudding, etc., etc.
That is a good quote as well. Um,
Mm.
it's just a shame that his character wasn't like that in season 24, because season 24 was pretty atrocious,
Yeah, that
to say the
was
least.
that good of a season. Died like Dragonfire, I think it's called.
Yeah, Dragonfire was okay. It's probably the best story from that season, to be honest. But
Yeah,
yeah, Remembrance is a fantastic story, and even the characters got their own spin-off Big Finish
yeah,
series.
the Countermeasure series.
Yeah,
One of
which
the hundreds of thousands Big Finish box sets you can buy.
I think I seem to recall they were pretty expensive.
Oh, really?
I think so. Like on Amazon, I just remember them being really, especially the first box set. I just remember being really expensive. I don't know if it's still that same price, but we'll have to check it out. Is it Simon Williams that plays Captain Gilmore?
This is signed by Sylvester.
Oh yeah, it's pretty cool. Pretty nice.
Got a few of my
I think,
DVDs signed.
yeah, I've got a fair few as well. I think the Doctor even calls Group Captain Gilmore the Brigadier at some point as well.
Yeah, Brute Captain Chunky Gilmore, something like that. He calls him as well.
It's quite a strange name, but
Yeah,
I think Terry Molloy probably gives his best performance in that one.
so yeah.
I mean, Terry Molloy is a fantastic Davros.
I
But
mean,
I've heard some people say that he was overused in the 80s.
I mean, well, I think that's more the Davros character, really. I mean, from Genesis onwards, we got nothing but Davros in the classic
Yeah.
series.
Yeah, I think we didn't really need Revelation, to be honest.
Hmm.
Um, But I think they only just brought him back so like it would try and get the ratings back up a little bit more.
Yeah, because Doctor Who was on a sort of decline then. Because
Yeah, it was.
I think the decline of Doctor Who even started way back with Warriors of the Deep, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, Warriors of the Deep was
I tried.
actually
I tried
it is bad. It is bad, but guilty pleasures. I will have to admit that.
Fair enough.
I mean, I don't think it's that bad, but I can see why people absolutely hate it. But yeah, I think Remembrance is overall just a very good, probably one of Sylvester McCoy's best stories.
Oh, easily.
It's probably and it's one of the best Doctor Who stories. So
Agreed.
I think probably quite a lot of fans have probably seen it. It's probably a good jumping on point as well, actually.
Yeah, it's
And
a fantastic story. Easy enough watch as well. It's not big, complicated
yeah,
stuff.
I think this should have been the 25th anniversary story. Would have made it much better. Because I think Ben Aranovich just throwed all of those little references in there because he just felt like he could.
Hmm.
So I think, I mean, Silver Nemesis is pretty shit. It's not.
Yeah,
It's okay, but it's not. It's not great by any means. But yeah, I think Ben Aranovich is a pretty damn good writer anyway.
Yeah. Out of all of the Doctor Who stories, this is the story I have experienced the most, along with the Daleks Masterplan, both of which I've experienced like 15 times, I would have said.
Yeah, I think Remembrance is a really good Saturday night viewing as well.
Yeah, get some popcorn out.
Yeah, I
Some
mean,
unlimited rice pudding.
I think most people are probably out in the pubs or whatever, but I would quite happily sit down and watch Remembrance on a Saturday night.
Yeah, it's a
It's just
fantastic story.
I mean, the pacing of it is just like incredible. It goes by so quickly,
Yeah,
and I think it could have actually been a pretty good 6-part story to a stretch. Or
yeah, would have seen that.
5 parts.
Yeah, I mean, seeing more stuff with the special weapons Dalek would have been amazing.
Oh yeah, I think they would have probably gone over the budget though, but I think it's because they
Yeah,
spent so much on this story. That's why Silver Nemesis was so shit.
I've heard that they went something crazy like £13,000 over the budget or something like that.
Well, on this story.
Yeah, on this story, over £13,000 over the budget.
Christ, they probably made
So,
their money back though.
yeah, they did. Because this story is awesome.
It is. It's got a bit of flavour of the new series in it, I'd say.
Yeah, I would say so as well. Sort of leanings towards it.
But yeah, like with the music and the companion Doctor dynamic.
Yeah.
It feels like it could have been a new series story.
Yeah, it almost feels like sort of hints towards it and stuff.
Yeah.
In some way.
It is a fantastic looking production as well. Like it's just looks incredible.
I mean, the action scenes as well are just incredible. I mean, who could not love Ace beating the shit out of a Dalek with a baseball bat?
It is. It is. There's so many great moments in it, and great speeches and confrontations, and just everything about it is probably a perfect 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it is a great story.
It's definitely. It is probably in my top 10 stories, or top 15 at least.
Yeah, it's amazing, absolutely incredible story, and it's very much worthy of the praise it's been getting.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'd say anybody who thinks it's overrated is kidding themselves. To be honest, it's just such a good story.
It is great.
So I'm guessing the next story is
The
Stolen Earth and Journey's End.
Stolen Earth and Journey's End, yes.
Right, I was
Which,
going to say the Stolen Earth. I think is actually a pretty good story on its own. Or
yeah,
well,
hello?
I thought was like pretty good. And Journey's End was just a bit of a I don't know. I loved it when it first came out because I was that kind of fan. Um,
Yeah.
but looking back on it, it's not that good really. It's a bit cheesy and a bit forced.
Yeah, ultimately for me, The Stolen Earth and Journey's End has always been held as one of the biggest and best fan finales or new
Oh
series
yeah,
finales ever in Doctor Who. In general, with the general consensus. But for me, I've always found it to be a bit overrated.
oh yeah,
Um,
yeah.
to me, it sort of really comes down at the end of the day just to be like a sort of fan wank piece in a way. I mean, you've got Davros coming back, you've got one of the cult of Skaro coming back, you've got so many bloody companions coming back, and I would say it also treads very similar ground to the Daleks master plan in the sense that it has such
What
a
in terms
huge
of
sense of,
scale?
yeah, the sense of scale to it. It almost, in my opinion, is like the new series equivalent to Master Plan, but nowhere near
I
as
guess
good.
so. Yeah. Oh no, Master Plan is just a masterpiece.
It
Um,
really is. It really is.
it is. I think Journeys like Stolen Earth had a pretty good cliffhanger. Um,
Oh yeah.
to be honest, I do really like that Supreme Dalek
Oh, the
because I
Supreme
quite like
Dalek
Red.
is amazing.
I do
Such
love
a cool
Red
design.
Dalek. Um, and to be honest, I think Davros was pretty shit in it, even though there's a good performance by Julian Bleach.
Yeah.
Didn't really do much, to be honest.
Yeah, I would kind of agree where you're coming from with that, but it's again at the same time it's a new sort of fresh stance with Davros in a way, as he was held as so powerful in the previous five Davros stories. Maybe not
Yeah,
Destiny, but still.
he
And
was
I
sort of.
and this, in my opinion, the incarnation of Davros in this, Julian Bleach, is, in my personal opinion, probably this is controversial, but probably the best depiction of Davros there is. I feel like Julian Bleach really takes what Terry Malloy did and ups the factor
Oh
by 10.
yeah,
He's just so crazy, so disturbed, so manic. Just like the way he screams, is it like nothing in the universe can stop it now or something?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
where he does the Professor
Regardless,
Zaroff, pretty much.
regardless of however well or underused Davros was, you can't deny that. The performance given by Julian Bleach was
Mm,
fantastic. Even in the Series 9 opener, um,
yeah.
it was it's so good. You know, he's just so watchable on screen.
Yeah, he is easily the best Davros for me. I mean, a lot of people would go for Terry Malloy, but I just love the craziness and insanity of
Yeah,
Julian Bleach a lot more. He's just incredible, in my opinion.
it is quite an interesting take on the character, and I think um, I now love. I think Terry Malloy is probably my favorite, just because of the fact that I Davros is absolutely amazing. But yeah, Julian Bleach is. I mean, I'd say the worst. His fault, but David Goodison is probably the worst,
Yeah, yeah, David
easily.
Goodson is probably the worst.
I mean,
Well,
like the story's crap as well, so it
yeah. I mean,
doesn't
what's
really help.
even worse, there's like a scene of him going down a hallway, and you can clearly hear his feet scratching at the floor to drag himself along.
Oh god,
I mean, you can clearly hear the squeaks of his shoes just going. Eek, 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 eek. It's
it's pretty hilarious.
yeah,
The least threatening Davros of all
and
time.
he walks slash rolls into something as well, like crash as well, which is
It just looks so terrible. The whole story does. But
mm,
I think in regards to Journey's End, with all the companions coming together, to be
yeah,
honest, a lot of them, probably at least just more than half of them, didn't really need to be there.
yeah. I mean, Jackie pretty much got told to f off by the doctor at the end, from what I
Basically,
remember.
yeah. And Martha looks at the camera like breaks the fourth wall. Even though I like Martha, but they shouldn't. Oh god.
I don't remember the
Yeah,
breaking the
she.
fourth.
When they're all around the TARDIS console and there's that music playing, and then it spins, like it comes to her, and then she like just like this cheesy grin at the camera.
Oh right, I've never noticed that.
Yeah, I think if you watch it again, you'll understand what I mean, but it's quite cringy to be honest.
Yeah,
I think it was also a way of advertising the spin-offs.
yeah.
So like, here's Captain Jack, and make sure you watch Torchwood with Gwen and Yanto if you're
Sort of Sarah Jane Adventures as well.
yeah, if you're a certain age. It's just like, check out these other shows. It was very much like just an advertisement forced into an episode.
Yeah,
And I
sort of
don't
much
really
like
like.
how the Marvel movies are going nowadays. Also,
Oh
like
god,
how
yeah.
Amazing
Easter eggs.
Spider-Man 2 was doing.
Oh, like Easter eggs, like left, right, and centre. But
Yeah,
I mean, although technically, the Amazing Spider-Man 2 was well, yeah, it was Marvel, but it's like Sony just being stupid and
Sony.
stuff, fucked it up.
And then going like, hey, look at our Sony Vios, aren't they amazing? Hey, pick up our Samsung Galaxy phones.
To be fair,
No, our Sony
I
phones.
quite enjoyed the first Amazing Spider-Man, but the second one was shit.
Never
Um,
seen the second one.
I wouldn't go out of your way to watch it. It's not very good. um, Should we talk about The Magician's Apprentice and The Bitch's Familiar?
Yeah. Anyone for dozens?
Oh god.
I honestly don't know where to begin. Like, I think we can agree that the Doctor in Davros's chair is probably the worst scene in Doctor Who history.
It is like the whole,
I mean,
just the logic behind it is there is no logic.
yeah. I mean, he pretty much decapitates Davros. You get a shot of Davros lying on the floor with little wires and stuff everywhere. And that's like half, like, down to there of what that would have been of Davros. So, like, how does Peter Capaldi fit into the chair? Isn't
And also,
Davros' lower case meant to be full of wiring or something?
isn't is it ever explained how he survived the events of Journey's End? I don't think it is it?
I can't remember, no.
Because I mean, it's like, oh look, he's now back somehow, and then he's talking about the hybrid, and then people are deciding it's the story arc.
And then in the Twice Upon a Time, Davros comes in and then comes into the camera and breaks the fourth wall and says, Davros is a Time Lord.
And he starts wishing Merry Christmas to the audience or something.
Merry Christmas to all of you at home.
To be honest, that it would not surprise me if that happened, because
Yeah.
just because why not?
I swear, if they do a penis joke like they did in the Day of the Doctor with the David Bradley, William Hartnell, I'm probably going to punch my TV.
I mean, But then a Stephen Moffat story just expect innuendos after innuendos after innuendos.
Yeah,
It's like stop, please. Just
yeah.
stop writing flirtatious characters.
I mean, in Deep Breath, didn't Clara throw an apple into the Doctor's bollocks or something?
I can't remember. I do like that story, but I can't remember. Oh, but yeah, I think it didn't help the fact that even though Clara's in it, and my distaste for Clara got worse and worse and worse as series 9
Yeah,
progressed. Like she's probably my least favorite companion in
yeah.
my
I
personal
mean,
opinion.
I think familiar, or the Magician's Apprentice, which is familiar, is easily best new series Dalek stories. I mean, like Asylum was bad, but this one is really lazily done as well. I mean, if you think about it, Asylum had all of that build up saying so many types of Daleks in this, and
Yeah,
there
there wasn't.
wasn't.
Like they even like
But with this
they
TV pass, it's like the
yeah
complete opposite. There was no build up, but there were so many Daleks in it.
they
It's
they to be honest, I do think the '60s Daleks looked really really good in HD. But other than that, it was like a lot of them didn't do. I mean, that had more
very
like promise with every Dalek ever than Asylum of the Daleks did.
liked about it though is, did you ever notice that the special weapons Dalek grill lights up
Yeah, and it spoke actually.
whenever
I
it?
think like they gave
Oh
it.
right,
I think it said exterminate.
oh right,
Yeah, they decided to give it dialogue, which was
interesting.
I can see Nicholas Briggs having quite good fun with that story, but because there were just so many Daleks.
Mm.
But that would have been cool to see all the Daleks there. You were on that set, and they recreated Skaro pretty well. But other than that,
Yeah,
the story itself is
not good.
pretty no. It's just lazy, like you said.
Yeah, I mean
Uh,
they had a Doctor playing the guitar as well, which wasn't
oh yeah,
that.
and
Didn't he
why?
like coming on a tank playing a guitar or something? Like,
Why? It's like I think
yeah, well,
Stephen Moffat just throws all this bizarre.
I thought was driving the tank.
Yeah, who was driving the
He's like,
tank? I mean,
I don't know.
it's probably John Simonson again there, but I don't know. And then there's that
Yeah,
Snake Man, and then the Jadoon made an appearance.
oh yeah,
It's like it's all coming back to me. I've only watched that story maybe twice.
once for me.
Yeah, original transmission, but
Yeah,
yeah, those stories. I don't know why even names that they were given.
yeah. I mean, so much of Series 9 um, had very similar titles. I mean, The Magician's Apprentice, The Witch is Familiar, Heaven Sent, Hell Bent. Like,
The Zygon invasion, or whatever it is.
yeah, Under the Lake, Before the Flood.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. The girl who like died in that shit story, whatever it was.
I mean, I kind of like Series 9 a lot for one reason, and that is that to me, the new series' biggest strengths have always been the big two-parters. I mean, a lot of the good ones, a lot of the good stories from the new series, in my opinion, are um, the two-parters. I mean, Stone Enough, Journey End is good. Bad Wolf Parting the Ways is good. Um, just loads of them are really good. I even like Doomsday Army of Ghost. So it's nice to see
Yeah,
it. That is pretty much all two-parters. Near enough.
and it's quite refreshing after constant singular episodes in series 8 and 7.
Yeah.
Even though we did get a 2-part finale in Series 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do wish we would. Hopefully, Chris Chibnall can write the Daleks fairly well, or we get some new writers to write them well.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Sure, they're going to be in Series 11 or whatever. But it's just a shame they can't hold them back for one season and then bring them back as a big event sort of thing.
Yeah.
Because now we need to see the 13th Doctor can face the Daleks. I think that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
But I'm guessing the Daleks will probably make a cameo in because of the rights and all that.
Yeah.
So they'll probably get forced in there somehow.
Mm.
Should we talk about some of the a couple of the Big Finish audios that you might have listened to with them in?
I haven't actually listened to any of the Big Finish audios, but I've got them in this box set here.
Yeah, I know you said Terra Firma, which I've listened to, and the Juggernauts, which I've got, but I have not listened to it yet.
I haven't listened to any of them yet, but
So what's on
they
there?
are there. Davros, Juggernauts, Terra Firma, Davros series, and an exclusive one.
I didn't realise Davros was on there.
So, the complete series is, and because it's audio, every single audio in this box set is on this one disc.
Wow. Yeah, I've got the individual releases for those. But yeah, I might try and get that box set at some point as like a collector's thing. But I do think Terra Firma is actually one of my favourite stories. I think really good. If you haven't listened to it,
I haven't listened to it. No.
Yeah, I would check it out because it's Paul McGann's in it, and Paul McGann and Terry Malloy are fantastic, as you would probably imagine. Listen to that Big Finish story loads and loads of times. I've listened to that story so much. But yeah, have you read War of the Daleks?
I haven't read War of the Daleks, no, but I have it.
I'm trying to think, because I read it last or a couple of years ago. I'm trying to remember if Davros is in it. I can't remember if he is. Probably search on the internet. But I got a feeling he is. Yeah. I don't know. To be honest, can't remember. I literally can't remember anything about that. I enjoyed it, but I can't really remember anything about it. To be perfectly honest. Is there anything else that about Davros
himself or the audio?
Well, just anything really. Not sure if there's
any Doctor Who.
We talked about
any 1960 Doctor Who stories you thought it would have been interesting to have Davros in, or like or any non-Davros Dalek stories that would have been interesting to have Davros in it.
Yeah, I think maybe probably yes, the Daleks Masterplan would have been a good choice, and possibly Evil of the Daleks maybe.
That'd have been interesting, yeah.
With the Dalek Emperor and.
Or imagine if in Power Daleks they didn't
Davros.
find capsule, but they found Davros instead.
They probably. I mean, that would have been the first time they would have met Davros. Then that would have changed a lot of things.
That would have changed a lot of things, yeah.
But
The power of Davros.
yeah, that would have been pretty cool. I think I've heard some people say that instead of Genesis of the Daleks being called what it is, that it should have been called like Davros, like just the title is Davros, or even the Khaleds, which would have been a nice throwback to the original Dalek story. So you meet the Daleks, then you meet the Khaleds, whatever. Yeah, I think he would have been quite good in Power and Masterplan and Evil of the Daleks. I think that would have been quite interesting to see.
Yeah.
And it'd be quite interesting to see how he would have interacted with the other Doctors, maybe.
Mm.
I think a confrontation with him and Christopher Eccleston's Doctor would have been really good.
I feel like that would have been really good. I mean, the way Christopher reacted to like the Dalek in Dalek,
and even I suppose the Dalek Emperor as well. I think it probably would have killed him just. I think. Because he's already seen quite a lot of shit beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what else there is to talk about on Davos, really. I think we've pretty much covered quite a lot of.
I would say we have.
So, what would you say your favourite Davros story is?
Resurrection, I would say.
Okay.
I think it's I love the darkness of it. It's so dark and gritty and just nasty.
Yeah, I think I need to rewatch that. This moment in time, I think mine is probably. I think I probably would go with Genesis, maybe. I know it's a cliche, but I think just honestly, I think Genesis would probably be my choice. It's the first classic DVD I bought. I don't know if that plays a part into it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it's one of the Philip Hinchcliffe stories as well, so.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. It is just such a good story, but it is a little bit slow, unfortunately.
Yeah, could have been 4 episodes, maybe.
Easily, I think that would have been a really
quite a bit.
What padding?
There was a bit. There was a bit of padding in it as well. Like I think the rocket stuff was a bit unnecessary.
Yeah, give a good cliffhanger of was it Sarah falling off?
Dangling.
The scaffolding, which was. But yeah, I would agree that there is quite a bit of padding. Really good story.
I mean, it also very much shows what every nation sort of got inspired by for the Daleks. I mean, Terry Nation grew up during World War II and based the Daleks off of his fear of the Nazis. And in this, you very much see them like Nazis, prowling through trenches and stuff like that.
I mean,
and the camera shot of the camera pointing up and the Dalek just moves across, pauses, looks slightly, and then moves on. That's absolutely incredible, that shot.
That is, I mean, the whole thing is incredibly well directed. Did David Maloney direct it? I can't remember.
Directed by David Maloney, yeah. And and the score to the story as well is incredible.
And I think even Peter Miles's Nida is it's so obviously like trying to be a Nazi.
Yeah,
Like that's clearly what it's meant to be. Um, I mean, just every single character in it is fantastic.
yeah.
Like, there's quite a few of them
It-
where they could have had their own spin-off or Big Finish, whatever.
yeah.
So yeah, I think for me, Genesis is probably my favourite Davros story until hopefully I'll get to rewatch Resurrection. And,
I would
so
absolutely love to see a big British box set with based on nothing but the creature, Tom Baker in the fourth episode. I think it was like the Davros
what's that?
experiment.
Oh yeah, I mean even that bloody thing. That's a problem. That's one of the problems I have with the story. Is it's only like a little nitpick is when Harry gets his foot trapped in this massive like
Oh yeah,
clamp thing. It's like
yeah. This,
how did you not see that?
yeah.
um,
I could see like Big Finish doing like a 4 hour box set on just like nothing but them dams from
just like
the
Davros
story.
experiments.
Yeah,
Maybe a spin off on the Mutos or whatever they're called.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I think we've pretty much covered a lot of the stuff that's Davros related, to be honest.
I would say we have. Yeah. Has there ever been any Davros stories where he features in the Time War or no?
Um, I don't think there have been actually. I don't think they've filled in the gaps yet.
Yeah,
Um, but that would be good to see. That could be a pretty good Big Finish box set,
yeah,
unless they're doing a Doom coalition of it or whatever. But yeah, that'd be pretty cool. It wouldn't surprise me to be honest. I mean,
yeah,
they're doing it with the Master, so they should do it with Davros. So
yeah. I mean, you can tell sort of Big Finish are clutching at straws with their box. I mean, you've got the Jenny box and the
they're
final
just
story.
finding ways to make more money, and the New Earth box set as well.
Yeah, there is like there's a bloody it's coming out like next year with Wotan in it from the War Machines. thing.
Oh god, they literally. I mean, they've got a lot of good writers, but yeah, I think they're just like throwing out these box sets for the sake of it,
They
really.
really are.
But it's making them more money, so if I was in their shoes, I'll probably do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, out in
So I
July
can't.
2018.
Yeah, I forgot about her.
Yvonne Hartman.
Yeah, lots and lots of spin-offs and lots of money coming in. So
Money. It's a gas.
yeah, I think that's pretty much it, isn't it?
I would say that is it. Yeah. Otherwise, this is just going to go on.
Yeah. So I hope you've enjoyed our little Dave Ross.
Ross.
Comment down below and tell us what you think of Davros as a character and his stories. And I'm not sure why I'm doing this because it's your channel.
Yeah,
But
I completely agree with Harry. Let us know what you think of Davros. What is your favourite Davros story? What is your favourite incarnation of Davros? What do you think Davros should be in? Goodbye, I guess. Anything else to say?
goodbye. I don't think so, apart from. But yeah, I think that's about it. So thank you for watching, and goodbye.